Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Train Man, and we are looking at a buffer, because that's just what I put down before I decided to start the episode. And this is... I couldn't bring myself to make that joke. This is, whatever this place is called. Galgora, and those are kind of loud seagulls. Ridiculous narrow gauge line, you know, the works. Little passenger area. Narrow gauge, standard gauge, the works. And we have this Y up here, which is on its way up to Lambit. But we didn't decide to go to Lambit. In fact, the final vote was for Kapst Junction, so we're going to go up there now. Through this tunnel. Up the hill. I could use the map to get there faster, but I'm kind of being cinematic. There's not actually a way to transfer trains, or to go directly, so I'm going this way. And we have arrived at Sisquika. Now this is the area I was dreading finishing, which is kind of why I stopped. Because mountains are very, very difficult to do. Not difficult, really, just annoying. They're a pain in the rear. Also, this area over here was going to be a pain, even though I'm not going to do that area. Alright, so we got to figure out where we're going. Let's save, just in case. Because I've been on here working for a while. I had to finish up. Okay, never mind. I already saved. I had to finish up the thing I was working on. Okay, so I got the map here. And because of what this is, there's probably going to be a lot of... Oh, I got glitter all over. There's glitter all over my table! Not my fault. Alright, so I'm going to compare frames of reference. And this is actually pretty spot on. Kapst Junction is going to be... Oh, that isn't my mouse. I thought it was. Mouse is there. Sisquika is there. Kapst Junction is going to be right about there. But to get to it is going to be a little bit more difficult than that. What it's going to entail, however, is a lot of mountain tracking, which is going to mean innovative solutions to problems that I need to come up with. Let's try that. That probably isn't going to be all that we're going to do. We're probably going to do something like that, because that's what it says on the map. I have to turn the map sideways every time I do this. Not because the map that I'm looking at is sideways. I'm just trying to line that up with Sisquika. No, it's way up there. Hold on. It's like... If I have my... Oh, wait, that's down here. Okay, we're about halfway. If I have my cursor on Sisquika, then Kapst Junction is at this ring. It's directly northeast of us. So let's build to that ring. Let's try that. Not there yet. Again, we might not be using all these squares anyways. Alright, so we built to the ring one more. The Lord of the Rings. I wish we could see where our... And again, this isn't going to be it. I'm sure we could climb 200 feet, which is what we have to do, in that area. But that's not how this works, because there's a mountain in the way. There's a valley that goes this way. Which is why those very unusual spikes are there. It's kind of where the 2-foot narrow gauge goes, leading back down into the main area. But this climbs on the side of the mountains. So what we're going to do is we're going to come across here. kind of does this. So we need a place there. It does this along the side of a cliff. And then it goes in a tunnel here. Trying to figure out where the so it skirts along the side of a cliff, goes in a tunnel here. There's this, and then this cuts across. Let's say, goes across a valley of some kind, around another mountain. Onto a little plateau. I don't want to... What this track does on the map is like this. So, if we have it turn here, go through a tunnel, come out on this side, go straight, come back, go up. We're going to need at least that. That. And probably that. So let's plot out this track using a, using not track, but some paint. Let's get our red paint. Oh, right, I reset my, thing. I reset the game, by the way. Thought it would be important for me to tell you guys. I reset the game so that we would have less crashes, but I'm still paranoid about crashes. Red spot. Black spot. I wish I had a blue spot as well, but we didn't get any other solid colors. Oh, wait. There's another solid color. Okay, we got a bunch of... We're gonna need you as well. Alright, so there's our Windows logo. Not Windows logo, but it's close. Alright, so you are gonna go... like this. And I'm gonna open my map in order to see what I'm doing. Kind of come in a little bit. And then you go into a tunnel. Whoa. Hey! Stupid window's in the way. Alright, we're coming along the side of a mountain here. And then we go over... Not yet, not yet. Oh, shiz. God damn it again. Clean that up. I'm gonna move this down a little bit more. We're trying to hug a mountain, then we give up. Go on an embankment, cross a... It's a bridge there. Little trestle, actually. Then we're going this way. What are we doing when we're going this way? We cross an embankment. We're still probably on the side of a mountain. Or we cross a ditch. We're still probably on the side of a mountain. Alright, we're going this way. Still. What do we do? I'm trying to picture this in my head. Actually, we shouldn't be going directly this way. What we should be doing, let me clean this. Let me clean up after myself and make a mess. What we should be doing is kind of curving more in this direction. More towards that, like how this is going right here. Curving towards this, and then we whip around, sharp turn over here. That was not sharp enough. And then we're in... Hold on. Need to find another piece of paper. I should make this one of my hobbies again, mapping these out, because there are so many stations that... Oh, what happened to this one? Oh, that's not... That isn't one of my maps. Kapst Junction, Kapst Junction. Not there, that's Hapston Cliffs, MP Win. These guys don't have anything on them. These are... Oh, that one's... We did one of those. This is Tamaros. Ah, Kapst. Kapst Junction. This thing says Kapst has a very sharp turn coming into it. Directly from... Alright, I figured out what I'm going to do. This part of the track is going to be over 500. 50,000! Let's clean this up, actually. Use a bigger radius for this next time. Every time. Just not this. Oh! Alright, so we're coming this way. Around a mountain. We go this way. We cross another culvert. Then we go for like 2 feet. Then we go into a tunnel. Tunnel brings us out. Tunnel's a rather long tunnel. Tunnel brings us out to Hapston Cliffs, which is over here. I'm just going to paint out what this entails. Right now, we have a station right here. Why is it making that noise? And then we have... It intercepts with the main line. Which, hold on, I gotta make this area a little bit bigger. There we go, that's plenty of room. Apparently our map is vanishing. Great. Now it's here. Boop! Make the map magically appear. There we go. Alright, back up here. Alright, so that does that over a little gorge and directly into a tunnel comes out here. The main line... I need to get out my big map too, because I based these on the big map. And I can't look at both at once without making a giant mess on this table. Oh, it does actually go directly west from here. Okay, well, we have our main line, which is going to run through. Main line in air quotes. It's narrow gauge. Not to say narrow gauge can't have main lines, but narrow gauge main lines aren't usually very main at all. Okay, that was terrible. That was awful painting, and I will never paint again after I fix this. Thing of it is, the line has a very gradual curve over here. Let's go right here to paint. I don't know why I never thought of painting this before. It's actually way easier to do it like this than it is to... That's better. That's a lot better. Alright, so all of this is grade. All of this is ascending. And I'm gonna paint it out with the plateau tool for now. And I'm actually gonna do all of these areas with the plateau tool because, well, frankly, we're not going to have anything lower. We are, but it's not going to be... should I really? I don't... Everything... No, I'm just going to do the line. Because I haven't figured out specifically which sides are drops and which sides aren't. But I'm gonna make this line all even so that we can lay track on it without worrying. Of course, we're not going to be laying tunnel just yet. That's something important, but I need to figure out a place where we'd have... Also, this is just making a little light amends to our... I know I'm not going to be following the line directly, and there's not really a reason for that, but the result of it, which gives us more gradual turns and things, is going to be better than what we would have had before. Although this area is kind of important. There we get it right. Alright, that's good. And of course, Kapst Junction is at 500. Alright, so now we're going to lay this track on top of the red paint. Yeah. Just get the track laid. Let's save. Make it a point to save, as always. Whoa, come on, game. Figure yourself out. Quit being so fiddly. We're going to try and not necessarily follow the red. We're going to try and follow the... Oh, hey, come back here. We're going to try and follow the land. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me take that... No, that's alright. That's alright. We can have a tunnel be multiple parts. Tunnels don't get too screwy when you make them multiple parts. And the making this in segments thing is kind of dual purpose. It gives the track a little more of a realistic curve, which is kind of what we're compounding on the bad following that I just did. What was the other reason? And of course the track work down here is not legit. And the elevations aren't either. Well, let's clean some of this up just a little bit. Click. Click. We shouldn't use straighten that much. This one's kind of an exception because it's so wonky. Alright, now I'm going to clean up the red. Now we will blah, blah, blah. Feel like some sort of really bad announcer or what have you. Maybe someone on like an instructional... Ah, shucks. Okay. Need to pay more attention. Someone on like an instructional VHS. It's like, now we will clean the da-da-da. Because I feel like they definitely don't make those in DVD form anymore. The only crappy tutorials out there anymore are like on VHS. Because I guess humanity learned that you don't do that. It's just bad. This is a weird one right here. We gotta tweak this. Alright, perfetto. Perfetto. And of course, if it looks weird now, I have to basically make excuses for the unusual track work in the landscape. Which is something I've been doing. It's not been so prevalent as it is going to be here, because here you're not only seeing every step, but it's steps of a process that I haven't ever used before and kind of just came up with in the last 5 minutes. And that's good. Put this back. I should try and remember that between the spline points where the colors are, that's where we're going to use that color. Or, not that color. We're going to use what that signifies. Right here we're on the edge of the map, and it's not something I like, so I'm going to give us a little more map to work with. Hey. Couldn't tell if it was lagging or not. Alright, one more little click, click, like that. Yes. Something else I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete any segments that we just definitely aren't using. Like, this one's going to come in handy later. But this one, goodbye. And this one, we aren't even coming close to touching. Okay, I'm making myself dizzy. So let me just go over something. I'm just going to go over it aloud so that we all get it. This is going to be ascending up the side of a cliff. If you notice, this bridge is also ascending. We're probably going to maintain that profile. What is the gradient of that bridge? That's 3 degrees. That's not great. That's kind of a tough... Oh, wait, was it 3? That's 3.8. Okay, we're going to try and keep it lower than that. Probably 2 or 3 degrees. Only something like this if we have to. I mean, we're going to have Uinta 51 at our backs. So that's plenty of power. And we're going to have K36s and things like that. When we finally get this map up and running again. All of the DLC content that I had is gone, except for Mariah's Pass Plus, which is about to be added in. And it will stay gone until I'm all done with the map, or until I feel like doing something with it. In which case, which is going to have to be after I record the zombie train. Because I don't want to have any sort of worries about crashing the game, I mean, when I'm recording the zombie train. That's a little weird. There's a reason I decided not to do some of the other stuff. Although, I could always fill the map with stuff that's in the base game. There's not much for the 36-inch, and I'm pretty sure Uinta 51 is stable, and those coaches are too. I just don't want to go crazy, because, you know, mods are a gateway drug to each other. Like, you get one, and then you start getting a ton of them, and you have to abstain from them. Okay, but let's give ourselves the ultimatum, so to speak, over here. These tracks should be just above 300. Let's test that. So what time is it? Just making sure. I have a concert to be at, actually. Because, you know... Oh, that's gradient. Because I'm so cultured that I go to concerts. No, actually, I'm part of it this time. 500. Boop. That's up there. That is way up there. How are we going to pull that off with the... And all that's going to be level. And in fact, most of Kapst Junction is going to be level, because it's been not excavated, but, like, what's the word? Alright, let me just plateau all this stuff. Not big enough. And we're going to do, like we did, I think, remembering back, I'm pretty sure we did the track work for Sasqueaka really, really early. Where's Ollerston? Not where is. Ollerston's also at 5, but there's kind of a dip between here and there. The main line is at around 490 where the Y is, so let's get 490. 490. That's not what I meant to do. 490. Ow. It's like it hit me in the face. Not 499. 490. Use. That's better. And of course, that's actually going to be descending. This is temporary. This topology right here is temporary. It'll be... Not only will it be fixed in a minute when we lay down this track work and then give it height, but it's temporary just so that I can get a good look at where this is going. Alright. It's always easier to have the landscape lower than where your track is currently and bring it up to your track. That's what I have learned. And I'm sure you guys have figured that out because it's kind of a simple concept. If you didn't, though, that's words from the wise right there. I guess I could call myself wise. Gonna be kind of a tight Y. Although there's some pretty tight Ys in this map. That's also very temporary. Let me just connect these guys up to make a temporary Y. Not sure why we'd need a temporary anything. Any sort of temporary track work, I mean. Because, well, we're not a real railroad. We're not building temporary facilities for temporary... Whatever. Point is, we don't need temporary stuff. I won't be part of your system! We just gotta line these guys up, make it a little bit feasible that trains can pass each other on these so that we don't have to change it later when the boxcars are clipping through each other. Not that we're even going to have boxcars. When this map is done in 5 years. I am actually, don't get me wrong, I am quite happy with the progress we have made on this map since I started back whenever that was. It was quite a time ago, as a matter of fact, wasn't it? Quite a time ago. Click in there. What I've got to do is I've got to just put a spline point here in order to make this switch look good, and then I can adjust this one. I believe I went over a tutorial about a vague little quick tutorial about spline points and making good switches and things like that. But of course, if you watch the videos, you're probably not just watching it to hear me ramble, and you may be watching it to get some insight on exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And as a matter of fact... Oh. Hold on here. Let's bring this guy in here. Let's bring this thing out here. And on the original plan, the Y actually had its own third track. It had track 3 on the main line for the Y, but that doesn't seem to be feasible right now, so I just cut it out. We are a good source of improvisation over here. I don't think there were too many, speaking in real life, I don't think there were too many actual narrow gauge double track main lines, because if you had the ability to double track, you were probably going with standard gauge, because you had wider turns that you could fit two tracks through, and probably, I mean, steeper grades are another story, but if you had the steep grades, you probably weren't going to do dual tracking anyways. Let's get these switches over to where they need to be. They're temporary, of course, until we replace them with something nicer. But for now, they'll do. And I'm going to place spline points here and here. Not only to regulate the descent, but just to change the Y a little bit. Alright, so now I need to bring these spline points up to 495, and this is at, what, 499? That's a grade right there. What is this? 491. Use that over here. Let's try and bring this guy down a little bit. Let's bring this over here and level it out. And let's see the gradients on these. They're probably incredibly high. 4, 5, 3. Yeah, wow. Wow, much gradient. Alright, then we're going to lower... Instead of doing the sensible thing and bringing the main line up, we're just going to lower Kapst Junction by 5. So let's get 495 here and just put it down. Okay, I don't think it's going to matter too much. It's still a high town. I mean, comparatively. What we're building is essentially a model railroad, because all the distances are closed, like, the hills are exaggerated. 500 feet up isn't exactly an accomplishment. I mean, I'm not sure if the highest point in Rhode Island is 500 feet. Yeah, I probably should know that, but I don't. Although I feel like it's 200 and something. If I cared that much, I'd just go look it up, but I really don't care that much. Alright, let's grab this height. 494, 93. Use it or lose it. Oh, where is that little... There you go. I can hear it calling me the way it used to do. Alright, I'm gonna just delete that section of track to make my life easier. So bring that down, bring this also down. I'll make this entire Y just much more shallow. Alright, what's the gradients now? 3 is the highest, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Still a bit steep, but that's okay. And plus, the game will actually skew gradients on a shorter piece of track. I'm saying it like it's doing that on purpose. It's not doing it on purpose, of course. It's just whatever the algorithm is that it determines grades, it has a lot to do with the length of the piece of track, and if that somehow gets screwy, so does the grade-making algorithm. Apparently. That's just what I've seen. Because I know there are some grades around here, not around here, I'm not even sure they exist in the map anymore, but they were telling me like 8%, and I knew they weren't 8%. There's something ridiculous like that, like 16, and then like 40 is an incredible example, but sorry if I've just made a weird noise there. I was sitting on my leg. Alright. Ha 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 ha. That's good. Of course, we're not done. I'm gonna end this video when I've ended Kapst Junction. No, when I've finished up with what I'm doing over here at Kapst. Also, I know I posted this in the comments of the last video because it was an issue at that point, but just to reiterate, it's K-A-P-S-T. Kapst. Not caps. Not C-I-P-S, like caps lock. And I'm not, I know there are a couple people that screwed it up. I know there are a couple people that screwed up the other town names. Not saying, I'm not, looking down on you because you did. Don't feel bad if I went out there and corrected you. It's just, you had no way to know anyways. I didn't write them down. Well, I did write them down. I didn't write them in the description, which is what I'm going to start doing next time to avoid that confusion. But let's get one of those little stations out here after we save. But the way this is set up, it means that there is no passenger service directly. There is no passenger service that goes from Motico, which is the next town on the line, and there is no service that goes from there to Olderston and stops at Kapst Junction. There's a separate train that runs from Temeros through Kapst Junction, and then there's a short line that goes to there's a short train that goes to Olderston, but it only runs when it's needed. It's actually parked on a siding over here, which we're about to build. So these guys have 1, 2, 3 sidings. Just blatantly pull one out of there. Pull another one out of here. Oh. I feel like I should delete the spline point here. Or not. That was a bad idea. Let's just... yeah. Okay. What did that straighten? Ah, good. Let's drop these guys, this out here. There we go. There's our nice ladder. Is this guy straightened? Now he's straightened. Also, I put in... First of all, this track is much longer than the other two. And I believe it used to lead somewhere, but now it doesn't. And then there's a spur that comes off this way. And doesn't go much of anywhere. But there's another one that actually comes off of here and ends up running alongside the main line on like a shelf before cutting off. No idea why it's there, but it is. And this isn't even on the design. I'm not being serious, of course, when I say I'm not sure why it's there, but it's there. I am actually. But I'm not saying that in the circumstance that I don't know why it's there in the design. I'm just putting it there, and in my head I'm thinking, well, this will be cool looking, and I'm just not sure why it's there. I'm not sure what made me think of putting it there. There is a very, very short siding over here, and this is where they park that train I was just telling you about. It's actually just a motor coach. Not even a motor coach, it's one of those dummies. One of those steam dummies. But they use it when somebody needs to get from Kapst Junction to Ulverston, and they don't have the time to go to Monaco in between, because Monaco is where you can transfer trains. You know, I feel like I should get rid of... Yeah, but it looks bad when I do that. I'm just going to leave it like that. Let's give it some roadbed, so to speak. Let's do it manually so that we don't make a mess. Maybe we should give it a tighter turn to make my life easier. Just shuffle these over this way. Nope, not like that. That's one of the things I don't like about this tool. No matter what you've done since clicking on a piece of track, it makes the effect more powerful than the last time you clicked on that piece of track. I mean, that could just be the placebo effect, but I'm pretty sure it's what's happening. Alright, and to make it a shelf... Oh, hold on, let me just give these guys... There we go, that's better. Alright, click, click, click. Now we're going to move these all over so they're not on the edge there. Don't nobody ask what this line is. I don't know. Alright, we can do this manually also. Manually. It's a manual. Alright. Alright, that's our random thingy. It's like it used to be a spur that blah blah blah, but nobody cares about it anymore. Hopefully nobody tries to drive down it like it's the main line. I need to get one of those... Not in here. Over here. Yeah. One of these. I think. I need to put these 3-foot gauge track ends all over the place. Now, there. And there. And there. And there. This place will have a tiny little town. It'll be back here. And we're going to, of course, do all the terraining around here. And we've got to do the main line, basically. It's not level. It's not supposed to be. Rather, it is level and it isn't supposed to be. So we've got to fix that after I clean up my red stripe that I put on the ground here and get station. It'd be a shame for it to crash right now. Yes. Wrong one. That was not a guardrail. Let's see, where is it? Station A2, 250 feet. It's a big building for this little town. Well, I'll get one of the A4s without a platform. How big is the building on this one? Click. Oh, A. Without a platform. That looks a little bit weird. Let me think. These are floating. The chairs are there are floating as well. Whoa. Nope. Alright, well, there shouldn't be a parking lot here. What is this? Oh, oh, okay, I get it. Metro now. Go on, Morton. This is nice, but it's not run down enough. Station 1 track. Oh. This is great. I just need a, Why does it say National Park? Can I change that sign? No, I can't. Right. Okay, well. I want a thing with a sign on it. No, that's a big one. It's another big one. That's, no. Okay, okay. We're just going to be scrolling down here until we figure it out. You know, I'm just going to drop an A2 station here, and we'll change it if we find something better. Let's click, and there we go. Click. Alright. And that is our station. It looks like we have a junction here, but that's not what the junction is. The junction's down here. And that, right there, ladies and gentlemen, is Kapst Junction. I don't have the tunnel or the majestic mountains yet, but those are yet to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Train Man out.